Okay, YouTubers. Eddie here is going to get new ankles. New ball joints getting replaced today. I'm so thankful to have this hookup. I think he had told me that the book, you know, they got the book that says how long everything takes. And I guess this is supposed to be 5.5 or 6 hours, something like that, he said. So if I had to pay that full labor cost, it would be very, very expensive. But as I said, I don't pay full price. Oh! Which I'm very grateful of. A heck of a bounce. But it's going to be a long, boring day. Sitting at the repair shop. Fixed up, it's time to start thinking about another good trip to take. And as always, I wanted to be here earlier, but it just doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter what I do. I'm chronically late. I don't think I'm going to film it. I might go back there for a little bit, and I might go wander some. There's some stores nearby to occupy my time. Continue this on when we get him back. Eddie's all fixed up. But as life goes, it didn't go as easily as well as planned. The passenger side, which was my biggest problem, he told me the ball joint, the replacement, they couldn't get it to stay in. It was messed up. They tried a couple different ones, so we ended up replacing the whole control arm on it, on the passenger side. So a control arm's a little bit more expensive than just the ball joint, but it contains the control arm. So I'm very grateful to have the hookup that I have. They gave me a deal. The part was a little bit more. The labor would have been more, obviously. And again, very fortunate because I think a control arm on its own is a couple $100. And the ball joints. So it ended up, instead of upper and lower ball joints on the driver's side, it stayed replacing upper and lower ball joints. On the passenger side, they replaced the control arm, which contains that same upper, and they replaced the lower control arm because the upper was all messed up. They just couldn't get it to fit. They couldn't get it to work. But so far, so good. I haven't driven very far yet, but it seems to be doing just fine. But in life, even I know how to get home, but I always use my GPS anyways, just to tell me when I get back to my house. But life's expensive, YouTubers. Even with a hookup, it's expensive. Most places are going to charge you $100 an hour for labor. 75. If you get a mechanic charging you 75 an hour, you're usually doing pretty well. I did much better than that. I've never changed a control arm or ball joints myself. I would think over a very long weekend with lots of swearing, I could probably get it done. But I got a family member who says, pay the man. So you pay the man. I know I saved hundreds of dollars on this work. Hundreds. And I can already see it's driving better. You know, I knew I had noise, and I had some, not major, but minor steering issues that you just equate to being an old, you know, a 15-year-old vehicle. But now I can tell a difference. Eddie and I are ready to hit some more roads. But camera's suction has already fallen off the window twice. My suction mount is kind of broken. I have the piece somewhere. I got to try to super glue one of the pieces back on. But I'm going to go ahead and shut this off and maybe do a little bit out the window stuff. Take care of your vehicles. Get out there and have some fun. Have a great and wonderful day. As I can say this, it's already driving a lot better. I got to get an alignment, which I said before they can't do there. Eddie's too big for their shop. So I'll either have to go to a truck stop or go to an RV store to get it rotated and balanced, but I can tell a lot of difference. You know, I know I saved a lot of money, probably over $1,000 in just labor today, and I didn't pay anywhere near that, trust me. Not even close, but you know, that's one guy, that's pretty much all he worked on all day. And they got it. Pretty sure they got it right. Feels right, feels better. Doing about 70 now. And it's handling better than it used to. But after you get something worked on, you try to pay close attention to how it drives, and it's driving better. It wasn't driving terrible before. It was just making some noises. But I can tell it's driving even better now, and there's no noises. No shimmies, no shakes. Hopefully, that noise you hear is me knocking on wood. Hopefully I don't have to address that problem again. But with these roads, you know, they beat a vehicle down. It was even nice as he let me borrow his truck, and I went get something to eat. Did a little thrift store searching, found some stuff. Found some cool things, I think, that will help my RV life. Even help me with my boondocking. Oh yeah. Hitting that bump much better than it used to be. Still gotta try to do my best to miss as many bumps as I can. And potholes. Roadside rest and look around. Everything looks fine, but I drove it at speed for about 10-15 miles, so I like to double check things, make sure we're all good. See the new upper, the new lowers. Control arm as well. Going there. Everything looked good. Okay, YouTubers. I'm not sure if you can really see, but I want to show you. That's a lower ball joint right there. That in the center, see if I get my finger behind that hose, right about there, is the upper ball joint. Well, I guess it was so messed up, they couldn't get the ball joint to fit on this side. This is the passenger side. So on the bottom, they put a new ball joint, and you can see it's new. Fresh rubber in there, it looks good. Everything's tight. On the upper, where they couldn't get the new ball joint to fit, they had to get a whole new control arm. And the control arm goes back there. It's very hard to get to. It goes back there, and this is where it mounts. Right there, above the shock on this one. So that's a new one. Whole new control arm. And that was a couple $100 as opposed to 75 or 80, I think it was, for the lowers. I'm not 100% sure. And then on the driver's side,
You can see there's the lower. See if I can scrape around under. On the driver's side, you can see that the new upper's right there in the center, and they left the old control arm because that one went in, and the new lower is right there, and you can see that it's all good. So again, if it had not been for my hookup, this would have been very expensive, because again, where they replaced this control arm up there on the passenger side, they tried 2 or 3 different ball joints and they just couldn't get it to fix. Now, I don't claim to be a mechanic. That's why I have general ideas of things. But my guess is that this was my bad side. This was the side I knew was bad. That maybe it had done enough damage that the new ball joint wouldn't fit. But anybody that's a mechanic could tell me I'm wrong. I'm just not sure why they couldn't get that upper to fit in there. But Eddie rode much, much better, and I'm glad to have it fixed. And it's snowing on me, so I'm going inside. I just wanted to show you that the work was actually done, and from what I can tell, it was done very well.